Good evening and welcome to this special edition of Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Polling is over, the exit polls are out, but the real results are now awaited this Thursday. The elections to West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Assam, Kerala and Puducherry will have an impact not just on state leaders like Mamata Banerjee and Jayalalitha, but also on the national prospects of the Congress party and the Modi-Shah combine in the BJP. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll examine what that likely impact will be. But first, let's bring you a poll of exit polls that have been conducted across various channels through various agencies tonight. The numbers have thrown up all kinds of scenarios, but there are some clear trends that are also emerging. Let's take a look first at West Bengal. And if you look at the poll of polls, it's clear that Mamata Banerjee is going to sweep Bengal again with 179 seats. The Congress left combined, according to this poll of polls, will get about 109 seats and the BJP could get 3 seats there in Bengal. Interesting when you look at the breakup of the West Bengal polls, I'll come to that a little later. As far as Assam is concerned, it looks like it's going to be a clean sweep for the BJP. Most exit polls, barring one, have predicted a clear victory for the BJP in Assam, and that will be a huge win for the party, for which Assam in a sense has become a make or break election as far as its impact at the national level is concerned. And you can see there that the Congress, as far as this exit poll of polls is concerned, would drop dramatically to below 40 to 37 seats. Let's take a look at what the Kerala predictions are as per these exit polls. There the halfway mark is 70, and here we have most polls again predicting a clean sweep for the left, 79 seats, the UDF behind at 57. But interestingly, the BJP could open its account in Kerala for the very first time, getting possibly up to 3 seats. That itself would be a huge development for the BJP in Kerala. And then you have Tamil Nadu, where I have to say tonight, we have actually seen different exit polls saying completely different things. And so when you look at the average here at the moment, it's almost like it's going to be a hung assembly. The DMK is actually in the lead and just scrapes through at the halfway mark at 117. And you have Jayalalitha at 105. Now, there are a couple of exit polls that have given the DMK a clear majority in Tamil Nadu, while there is another one that has given a clear majority to Jayalalitha. So let's talk about this with our panel tonight. We have with us Amit Mitra, the Finance Minister of West Bengal, who joins us live from Kolkata. Babul Supriyo, Union Minister and a member of the BJP, joining us as well. And we have Aarti Jairath here in the studio with us, our resident analyst. We'll be going across to the rest of our panel very shortly. But Dr. Amit Mitra, to you first, you certainly would be pleased because you have a range of exit polls today that all say the same thing. Mamata Banerjee and the TMC are winning these elections. The question really is the margin, because you have one margin that goes as low as 153 and another poll that goes as high as 253. So it's quite a gap.
I think first of all I must say that we need to wait for 3 more days to the 19th of May. However, the trends in different channels, including what you have summed up, Nidhi, is quite clear. People of Bengal have voted for development. This is what Mamata Banerjee campaigned for and represented. Massive increase in plan expenditure, 4 times. Capital expenditure increased 6 times. Taxes doubled. All this translates into common people's lives. We have touched their lives with roads, water, school, whatever direction you look at, you see social and physical infrastructure growth. So people, it is clear from all these trends that you've quoted, people have voted for continuity of Mamata Banerjee for another 5 years to bring about a fructification of this massive development effort. Bengal must be #1 state, which used to be in 1960s. It is possible to go in that direction. That's what the voters are saying.
But let me ask you, Mr. Mitra, did you have nervous moments?
Yes.
And I agree with what you say, because I think all of us should take exit polls not with a pinch but with a big sack of salt, considering how wrong they've gone in the past, including us. So we are going to wait till the 19th. But can I ask you honestly whether you've had nervous moments in this campaign? Because Mamata Banerjee, when she started out, I think sounded far more confident than as the campaign went on, and it seemed that the Congress Left Alliance was putting up a good fight. Would you say that there were nervous moments at some parts of the campaign?
I must confess that given my own campaign, I was on the street, in the villages, I never felt any sense that there would be something amiss, because the response from the people was unbelievable, and they were pointing to the concrete drain, the mastic asphalt roads. I couldn't believe that common people so clearly understood where we were. And Mamata Banerjee came to my constituency campaign. She emphasized on all of this, and the response was unbelievable. And don't forget, there are two elements. One is a connect with the common people, a chemistry that is unbeatable. The other is implementation. Do you know that she held 104 meetings in the districts with Chief Secretary to the Block Development Officer only for implementation? So it's not the allocation of money of which I was in charge, but bringing it to the last mile is something governments don't often are able to do, which she as an administrator managed.
Well, I would,
so I
I
never
would
got
take
a
that to
nervous
Babul
moment, to be
Supriyo.
honest with you.
Babul Supriyo, you've been one of the star campaigners for the BJP there in Bengal. Are you despondent when you look at these exit polls today and what they're saying, in Bengal? I mean, it's not just that Didi is coming back, but Didi is sweeping back.
Well, as it's a very rare situation where you get to agree with Amit Dada, especially when he comes with mathematics and data as well. But I'm afraid I will have to agree with him that we need to wait for 3 more days, because while I have a lot of respect for journalists and TV channels who have spent so many hours in the heat trying to gather the exit poll data for bringing this data forward for all of us, I genuinely feel that given the political scenario in West Bengal this time and the equations, it would be prudent to actually wait for the results to come in. But what Dada just said, I would definitely say that I'm disillusioned that he's talking development, because that is the only thing that was missing from Bengal in the last 5 years or maybe in the last 40 years. And I would really love to actually walk the streets of West Bengal, maybe not much, maybe 20 kilometers, where he can have people actually showcase the drains and water and everything. Because just being in charge of one particular constituency in Asansol, I really know how much the secretaries, the chief secretaries and joint secretaries made sure that Babul Supriyo doesn't even get to do 5% of what he aspires to do, what is possible for him to do. So I am definitely disillusioned by the exit polls. I am not saying BJP is going to come into power in West Bengal, but I would still like to wait and see what the real result is going to be.
But Babul Supriyo, then how would you look at the BJP's campaign and the way that it has been run in West Bengal? Were you happy with the way it was run? Do you think that it could have been done differently? How involved were you, in leading from the front?
Well, I was not asked to lead from the front. I am sure there are several senior leaders who actually planned and executed the manner in which West Bengal polls are going to be dealt with by BJP. I, as a diligent worker of BJP, made sure that I visited every place that the party wanted me to campaign for. And when I campaigned for, obviously I brought what changes BJP can bring to West Bengal into the forefront. And of course, talking about the faults of the opposition. I did not take part in any of the process as to how the polls are going to be handled. I just campaigned. That's something you have to really ask Siddharth Nath Singh and Kailash Vijayawardene, the senior leaders who actually handled and planned and executed the entire campaign of West Bengal.
Well, it's interesting that you make that point. And before I come to Aarti and to Khushbu, who's joining us from Chennai tonight, Dr. Amit Mitra, on this issue of what the exit polls, for what they're worth, are saying about the margin of victory. Now, this is interesting because when Mamata Banerjee began the campaign, she was talking very confidently of 225 plus. One exit poll certainly gives her that huge margin. Some would say we're quibbling over numbers. If it's 179, so what? It's still a big victory for her, a second time round. Do you really expect it to be that sweeping victory? There are many people who've come back from Bengal. Aarti is one of them who's come back with the feeling that Mamata Banerjee will win, but it may not be with this enormous margin.
Look, I would rather wait for the 19th result, but I have no hesitation in saying that there has been a huge response from the people. You must also know that the opposition, in terms of a CPM Congress combined was a complete flop. People realize that they have no ideological similarity. CPM has been charged by Congress for killing them. 55,000 political murders took place between 1977 and 2009. And all of a sudden you see them hugging each other. I think it wasn't credible. And as far as BJP is concerned, it has very small base in Bengal. So therefore BJP was not a factor to come to power. But this combine of CPM and Congress was just not working. So the field was completely open for Mamata Banerjee with her huge developmental process and her connect with the common people. And it may give these kinds of results that you're talking about, and on the 19th we will even be happier than today in terms of 179 you're talking about. 200 is definitely a
well,
possibility,
like I said,
but
one
I would
exit
not
poll says
like to second guess you.
But I just want to ask Aarti for a quick comment on Bengal before we move on to the other states. You did actually come back and say that you didn't expect like a massive
No,
victory either.
I certainly didn't see the 250 kind of sweep.
But you saw
by
170.
Mamta. But yes, definitely. And you know what Mr. Amit Mitra is saying about Mamta's connect with the common people of Bengal, that was very apparent. I mean, I attended one of her rallies, and you know, the kind of energy she brought to that speech of hers. I didn't understand a word she said because it was all in Bengali. But you know, the way she connected with people, striding up and down the stage, you know, talking almost directly to the audience. And there were two important demographics I saw in that ground. One was a huge number of women, and the other was a huge number of young people. And these, as you know, are the two most important demographics in elections today. And she had them both there at her rally.
Well, Khushbu, let me go across to you in Chennai and you know, ask you one on the Tamil Nadu exit polls, which I have here in front of me, which again, as I said, actually I think brought out the biggest surprises tonight, because you have one poll, the C voter poll, that gives a clear majority to Jayalalitha, and then you have, I would say, at least three other polls that are giving the DMK the clear lead here, and at the end of the day, you know, one or two even suggesting a possible, you know, hung assembly. Khushbu, looking at Tamil Nadu and then Assam, where most polls are predicting a BJP sweep, would you say that Tamil Nadu is the only glimmer of good news then that comes out of these exit polls for the Congress today?
No, we are definitely looking at a very positive aspect in Kerala and Pondicherry. Pondicherry, we are forming the government, and Kerala also we are very positive about it, that we are going to form the government, and Mr. Oman Chandi is going to come back as a CM in Kerala. As far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, again, I mean, I don't really want to talk about one poll, but then rest all the polls, the chances of hung government is absolutely zilch. DMK Congress alliance is definitely going to form the government here, and it's going to form in a huge way, because the kind of wave we are seeing here, people are completely tired of AIDMK government, because we have not seen any kind of development, we have not seen any kind of movement, there's no infrastructure, there's no employment, the law and order has gone to the dogs. So we don't see anything happening in Tamil Nadu. So we are going to form the government. As far as Assam is concerned, I think it was very brave of Honorable Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi sir to come on the channels and, you know, take the questions head on, because if the polls are going to say that you're going to losing in a bad way, nobody would want to come forward. But then, you know, the kind of confidence that Tarun Gogoi sir exudes, it shows that we have a possibility, and we'll wait till the 19th to see the final results.
But you know, that's how, I mean, that's great that he came forward to, you know, speak to the media, but the numbers may vary. There is one exit poll that predicts a hung assembly as well. But Khushbu, there seems to be a general trend in all these exit polls that really suggests a big setback for the Congress. Losing Assam and losing Kerala will be a big blow.
I'm not even looking at the other side and saying that we are going to lose it. I'm going to look at it in a very positive way. I'm very sure about Kerala. I'm very sure about Tamil Nadu. I'm very sure about Pondicherry. Assam, I say, because the numbers are so vast, I would say that let's wait and see. Let's see how it takes it, how the results show on the 19th. We have seen how these exit polls have gone wrong in the past, whether it was Delhi or Bihar or other places. We have seen they're going wrong. So as far as Assam is concerned, I would say that let's wait and watch.
Well, we have Mr. D. Raja of the CPI joining us tonight from Chennai as well. Mr. Raja, would you say that it's a mixed bag for the left and certainly important going by the Kerala exit polls that the left seems to be coming back to power in a big way, but disappointment in Bengal?
I don't think so, because Bengal also there is quite a improvement, good improvement, and to what extent, whether this exit poll reflects that improvement, we will have to wait and see. But we were hoping a substantial improvement in Bengal, and we still believe that is going to happen, and to what extent that improvement, we will have to wait for the real results to be out on 19th. Kerala, of course, everyone expected, and we also expected.
So you
that
believe the Kerala exit polls?
Would what?
I said you believe the
Agreeing
Kerala exit
that
polls
it
because
is
they're
not-
good for the left.
No, you are wrong. My assessment, our own assessment, despite what exit polls are saying, or independent of what exit polls are saying, our own assessment, we assess that LDF would come back, LDF would have advantage because of several failures and of the UDF government and several charges, allegations against UDF government and in public domain. So that was our own assessment. Forget what your exit polls are saying now. Yeah,
Well,
as far as Kerala is
let me
concerned.
ask all of you then what you believe the national impact of these polls is going to be. And Babul Supriyo, to you first. What would a victory in Assam, and it appears it could be a big victory for the BJP in Assam, would you say that this will really reinforce the faith in Amit Shah's political skills, especially after the defeats in Delhi and Bihar? Is this going to be, in a sense, a really important win then for the BJP?
Well, to take the development agenda of our Honorable Prime Minister forward, we definitely do not need disruptive politics, and we need to be united in terms of our mindset, in terms of taking the country forward. I think in many ways, more than one, Assam and Kerala has shown that doing gimmick politics is something which is definitely not helping Congress, and it is definitely a stride forward for the BJP. Even if you take the exit polls as a setback to BJP's aspirations in Bengal, I think in the national perspective, I would definitely say that BJP is moving in the direction of of convincing people that development has to be the only agenda and the only thing that needs to be worked upon, and just not washing dirty linen in public. So I definitely think it's a big win for BJP in the national perspective. Well,
Khushbu, if the Congress does lose Assam and Kerala, which is likely, is there going to be, as I've been asking all evening, any real honest introspection in the Congress party about what's going wrong? Why you had leaders like Sarma who left the Congress in Assam and went and joined the BJP? That's considered a big factor in a possible Congress defeat. Why you have rebellions in various states, from Uttarakhand to Punjab to Arunachal, where every dissident leader is complaining about lack of access to the top leadership in the party. Is this going to be a shake-up or wake-up call for the Congress or not?
See, I'm not going to go into the details because when it comes to Assam or whether it comes to other states, I'm not here to defend the other states or to talk about the other states. But yes, we are going to, if we are going to lose those two states, and we are definitely going to look into it, because like any other political party and the leaders of the party, we are going to look into it. There is going to be introspect as to where we went wrong and how we can set the wrong as right, because this, whatever the election results are, this in this this assembly elections is what we're going to look at it as to how we're going to play our cards for the 2019 Lok Sabha. But what we lose or win this state in this 2016 elections is definitely not going to be reflecting in 2019, because that's a complete different game altogether. So what we are looking at is 2019, and if we lose Assam, Kerala definitely not. I'm very confident we are going to win. But if we lose Assam, then yes, we are going to look into it. We have seen some rebellions. We have seen some people who are going and joining other political parties. But to suit their own, I think we have great leadership in Sonia ji and Rahul ji, who are going to look into it and work on it as to where and how we went wrong and how we can get things back into our favor.
Well, let me then turn to Aarti, who can give us hopefully a neutral perspective on this. How do both big parties get impacted by these results? Will wins in Assam strengthen Amit Shah and the BJP and certainly Narendra Modi right now after Bihar and Delhi? And will losses really hurt Rahul Gandhi in the Congress?
Well, I mean, win in Assam, particularly if it's as big as some of the exit polls have predicted, will certainly boost the morale of the BJP. It desperately needs a victory. You know, it's being, after Delhi and Bihar, it's being perceived as a loser party. So at least, you know, now it can say, no, look, we've won an election on our own.
In a state where they
No.
had 5 seats last time.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And it's a breakthrough in that area, in the region of the Northeast. It's a huge breakthrough. And plus, if they pick up a few seats in Kerala, even though it's, you know, 2 or 3 or whatever, the fact is, again, they've broken new ground by, you know, sort of winning a couple of seats in Kerala. So I think it gives the Modi government and the BJP a reprieve, you know, a breather, so to speak, from the pressures that were building up about, you know, the non-performance and lack of delivery and so on and so forth. But the real test is going to come in 2017, Nidhi. That's going to be the game changer year when Punjab, UP and finally Gujarat go to polls. And those are the polls that are really going to test the Modi government and the BJP. So to say that this is a huge boost for the BJP, I think it's too early. It's a reprieve, it's a breather, you know, it certainly, you know, eases the pressure on them. As far as the Congress is concerned, you know, I mean, you can say in Kerala it's a pendulum state, and so, you know, one time UDF wins,
But a
one
loss
time
is a
LDF
loss.
wins, but a loss is a loss. But I think more importantly is what they've done in Assam. And I know that within the Congress there's a lot of churning going on about why they allowed a leader like Himanta Biswa Sarma to leave. And, you know, I think there is a feeling that if they had kept him back, because, you know, he was really the guy who brought heft to the BJP campaign in Assam. You know, I mean, they had Sonowal, who's a, you know, sort of good, fresh face, and, you know, they have other local leaders, but it is Sarma coming into the BJP that really gave them that heft, that weight that they needed to, you know, win Assam. And I think for the Congress, that's been a huge loss. And I think the Congress really needs to introspect why they allow good local leaders to move away, because the High Command doesn't like them, or because, you know, they, you know, I mean, sort of, Sarma has been criticizing Rahul Gandhi.
There is another important
so there
aspect
is some
to this.
problem there.
There is, and I want to ask you and Mr. D. Raja and Amit Mitra about this quickly, is that if the left Congress alliance does reasonably all right in Bengal, I mean, let's say the margin isn't as wide as some of the exit polls suggest, what does that mean for 2019? Does it mean that it is possible for anti-BJP forces to come together even with contradictory ideologies?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why I think the Bengal result, you know, the actual margin of Mamta's victory is so important. You know, I mean, Mamta's going to win, but if she wins 160 and the left and Congress actually do better than they did last time, I mean, I think the national implications of that are huge, because, you know, that starts, that's the beginning.
Dr. Mitra, quick last word from you on that. Would you agree that this could have a bigger national impact? Certainly the Bengal result.
I think it could. Yes, I think one trend that has not been talked about is the emergence of the regional parties into national parties. As you see from this time's process, so many regional entities, we talk of federalism, you know, cooperative federalism. Here is the regional top leadership beginning to mature into the national scene. In 2019, if BJP's initial euphoria has died down, there have been major losses in Delhi and Bihar, maybe a win in Assam, Punjab will be a toss-up, etc. And therefore, I think in 2019, you may see a completely different combination of regional parties emerging together towards a national agenda of development, which is what Bengal is really riding on in terms of development.
I think that's where the story lies.
So
and
there may be a complete...
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we have
Exactly.
Punjab and UP next year. Punjab possibly, could see a victory by the Aam Aadmi Party. That throws up a whole new element
Yes.
in the
Absolutely.
process.
And you know, if
and
Mamta-
UP is
if-
anybody's guess right now, but maybe it's Mayawati again.
No,
so,
and if Mamta
yeah.
wins big in
Exactly.
Bengal
Yeah.
and Mayawati wins big in
So who
UP,
knows?
yeah, and these are leaders who want to be equidistant from the BJP and the Congress.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is really
Absolutely.
key because Nitish Kumar, for instance, has aligned himself with the Congress. So I don't know how he's
how
going
all
to
of
work
how
that
all of
out.
these wheels within wheels
Yeah.
will work. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us for that initial look at these exit polls. And as we say, it ain't over until the results are actually out. So let's actually wait for the 19th and see how it all unfolds. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow.